Alrighty guys, I'm going to be the first cryptocurrency influencer to say it. We are in the bull run. Alright, every single cryptocurrency influencer is bearish at the current point in time, but today I'm going to show you why they're all wrong and why we're about to have a massive pump in our portfolios. And I'm feeling extra nice because I'm going to be giving you a few projects to consider looking into that are bound to explode this week to this month in this upcoming altcoin season. I see exactly what's coming. Alright, no one else sees. I see exactly what is coming, so make sure you stick around. I've also got a $600,000 market cap play at the end that no one else is talking about, so if you want to see that, make sure you stick around. Let's get straight into the video. My name is Zach. Just remember, nothing I say is financial advice. If you want to get that absolute alpha, check out the Patreon. Link is in the description. Secure that price for life because it will be rising soon, because my Patreon is printing. And if you're in the Patreon, make some money. I'm glad to have you on the journey. Let's get straight into the video. Let's stop messing around. So there's a few major reasons why I'm bullish on crypto at the current point in time. And my conviction so far has been pretty spot on, so I'm going to be backing myself on this one more time. But what we're seeing right now is institutions are buying like crazy, and we have a lot of ETF approvals just around the corner that have been approved as well. We know BlackRock has been chronically buying Bitcoin as well as Grayscale, who is now a major whale in the cryptocurrency space. So these institutions may not necessarily have that ETF approved at the current point, but they're still going to be buying Bitcoin like there is no tomorrow. But also, the number of investors that are sidelined at the current point is astronomical. I mean, 50 to 75% of retail investors are probably still sidelined or have at least 50% of their spare capital not in the market. Now, that's very, very dangerous. That is something you don't want to do at the current point in time, but more on that soon. We'll come back to SMC, Smart Money Concept state the price should go up, but to what we need to know to understand the smart money concepts behind this market is one, seasonalities. We have that halving coming up, and many right now are following history. They're thinking that we're going to see a halving dump. In fact, a lot of influencers, as we can see down the bottom, a lot of influencers at the current point in time are bearish on cryptocurrency, which, comes back to that SMC. A lot of influencers are feeding their communities that we're bearish, and at the same point in time, their communities are believing that we're going to come back down, which smart money concepts state that when 90% of the market expects one thing, another thing is going to happen. The second option, which is the price ultimately rising. So what I'm going to do to break down this SMC concept is to demonstrate how it applies in a pump. And we're going to use AGI, one of the coins that we have been following for a while on this channel. In fact, we've had multiple buy alerts in the Patreon, and I'm up around 3.5x at the current point. So it's been a very nice play as of so far. But what we have is four different areas to a pump. Four main areas. We have that initiation phase where those large whales buy up that bottom at that SNR level, and a lot of retail investors get in, which then causes our price to vertically accumulate to a point at which sellers are gone. Sellers are holding, and we get that parabolic move. And what this move is one, those sidelined investors biting the bullet and then entering without any other option because their lower prices aren't coming. And two, it's larger holders pushing the price up with larger entries. We then have our FOMO phase, which then, we have a consolidation sideways and then continue to push up for another vertical move. And then we're going to have a distribution for a short period of time. So what this is basically showing us is one, our retail investors are not buying these lows. How many of you actually DCA'd in the low we just saw? If you're buying the bottoms and bought the bottom like we did quite a while ago, you don't really need to buy, all right? We basically just need to sit back and let this shit show happen. But if you're buying in now, you need to be buying these lows. If you don't buy these lows, you're going to end up buying a lot higher. And what this shows us is a lot of people are sidelined, and those sideliners are eventually buying because there is no other option. So how do we actually know that pump is coming? What I've done is I've taken AGI back to the pre-pump, and we can see we have shifted structure quite obviously. We can see that liquidity has been drawn and taken down here into this SNR level, and we have rebounded. So what this little area here is basically, where's my little pen? That's large wallets and retail investor limit orders being hit, holding the price above this major support and resistance area. Now what we'll observe in the price is it basically vertically accumulating, as these either large wallets or more retail investors are getting into the project, are starting to accumulate the price, and sellers are starting to disappear. What we'll eventually have, all right, is when people are bullish, we usually have a liquidity grab to the downside, which is what this project actually experienced. As we can see right here, we're grabbing liquidity for an ultimate push to the upside. And we can clearly observe that our momentum has quite clearly shifted. Now, don't use trend lines, over the top, but it's just a good metric to use in order to see what our shift in structure is really doing. And we can see we're clearly bullish right now. It doesn't look like it, but if you zoom back on the chart, let's go to the 3-day. You can see that price is just vertically accumulating until eventually it breaks out into a huge parabolic move like it just did. In all honesty, AGI is an excellent project. $52 million in market cap from that recent pump with a fully diluted valuation of just under $300 million. Don't let that deter you from investing. It's a nice slow release into circulation. If you want to see that, check out my last AGI video on my channel. But I'm not surprised at all that this project is pushing up. So basically what AGI is it's an AI gaming project. So we'll jump onto their website. We'll just briefly cover it, but basically it's creating a universe where individuals like me and you can interact and game and coexist with AI virtual beings, which is powered by the operating system behind the project known as Lucy. Now, this is a very, very powerful Web3 operating system. And it's also extremely complex because it allows up to 1 billion individuals to interact with up to 100 billion AI beings. And these AI beings can be created from players such as me and you. We can define things such as who they are, their personalities, their traits, their history, where they've come from, who they are, and we can also uncover information that we may not necessarily know about these AI beings. You can purchase nodes, the DMA for AGI. I'm not going to go into that, but if you wish to do so, there is up to 50,000 nodes for purchase. But I'm very, very bullish on this project going forward. If you want to see more information on this project, I've covered it a few times on the channel. Go check it out. Go into a bit more depth, but all in all, this pump just shows the true power of Delysium. And all in all, this is nothing compared to what we're going to experience in the bull run. This is going very, very high, guys. You heard it here first. I'm very bullish on this project going forward. The next cryptocurrency that is about to explode, we'll get into the price action soon, but this is Tectum, all right? The layer 1 and layer 2 payment scaling solution of the future. Been following this project for a very, very long time. In fact, I ended up getting an average buy of around, I think it was like $4 or something ridiculous. So I'm going to be holding this one for the bull run. This is going to absolutely print. If you got in early or you're buying now, just hold it. All right, this is going to reward you. This is a very, very big project in the making and still in the very early stages. But if you're not familiar with the project, let's cover what it is. So basically, Tectum has multiple narratives in it. So it's a layer 1 blockchain currently sending cryptocurrency at the speed of light, reaching 1.38 million. That's right, million transactions per second. But also with this project, there's a layer 2 component attached, which is that soft note product. So any project Tectum wishes to integrate with their payment solution, their soft note can be sent at the speed at which Tectum is operating. So right now, you can send Bitcoin with Tectum around 200,000 times faster than Bitcoin can even send itself on its native chain. They're also sending coins such as Ethereum, Litecoin, even Casper. I mean, they're integrating a lot of projects. They're getting a lot of integrations in the retail space, signing some huge partnerships, and they fit into a huge amount of narratives. So a few of the main ones are the layer 1 aspect of it, so the Tectum blockchain, the soft note, the layer 2 product, the scaling product of this project. It's also a payments and cryptocurrency cash. And I can see retail getting behind this project and seeing it and viewing Tectum as this next big revolutionary product, which I think is going to push Tectum into some very, very big parabolic moves. Currently sitting at $160 million market cap, which is absolutely nothing compared to where it's going this bull run. There's a few major reasons why I'm very bullish on Tectum. One is what we just spoke about, is it's the world's fastest blockchain. So as we said, it's reaching transaction speeds of 1.38 million transactions per second with a new stress test coming soon. So they're going to see if they can push that 1.38 million transactions per second mark past there, which would just be incredible for the project. Also, they have major influencer coverage, so a lot of influencers are covering this project and spreading the information about it, which is going to be very, very big. So as cryptocurrency YouTubers grow, basically with the parabolic moves of the bull run, we're going to have more investors coming in, watching more YouTube, following more influencers. Tectum is going to get to a very, very, very large audience. You can also pick it up on a huge amount of exchanges. They have heaps of centralized exchange listings, which is what you want to see with your project. Like we said about AGI, you want your project to be readily available for new cryptocurrencies to purchase, but it also fits into some major narratives. There's heaps of narratives it fits into, all right? It's going to get that coverage that we need a project to have in order for it to boom in the bull run. But the good news doesn't stop there. Tectum is about to go parabolic. So I'll break it down on the TA side in just one moment, but if you can't see, basically it's doing very similar to what AGI is doing in the very early stages. So I'm expecting we're going to get that vertical accumulation very, very soon, which is going to translate into a big parabolic move. So let's jump into the chart. So if we take Tectum's price action at face value, we can see right here we have a very important SNR level, and you can see this is a big buying area for not only retail investors but larger institutional buyers and whales, because I guarantee you they're holding this project. All right, I can guarantee that there are some very large holders in Tectum. But what we're starting to see is our momentum is shifting. Sellers are disappearing, which is translating to me, one, that sellers are starting to die off here. I don't necessarily think we might come back down to this purple box very soon, if at all. But we can also see here that sellers are disappearing up here, and it's really forcing our price to squeeze into a small area. We can see right here that we have sellers probably from, who are bought up here, who are looking to roll out for a loss, or are taking profit, who don't believe in the project, are rolling out some bags, which is basically just causing our price to accumulate. So if we look here, we can see that that price is really starting to squeeze a lot further upwards. And what I'd be expecting is eventually the price, it might take a little bit of time, but I'd expect it to squeeze even further like so. And eventually sellers will have no option but to hold, because sellers will be gone and buyers will be forced to buy higher, which will eventually, we can see it's starting to do something like that now. It's going to look something like this. All right, we'll eventually get that move and that parabolic breakout, which we see in a lot of projects. I mean, Octo Games is doing this, Delysium's doing this, Tectum's doing this. I guarantee it's going to break out, because you can see that momentum has clearly shifted. I mean, it may not exactly look like this. Who knows? We might get a liquidity grab prior to a big move to the upside, but I don't think there's a lot of futures trading on Tectum, so it shouldn't be a major thing. But all in all, this is very, very bullish. I mean, we're not going back to these lows. I doubt we're going to see $25 probably ever again, let alone too far below 30. So to summarize, Tectum's an excellent project. I can see this doing exceptionally well in the bull run. Has a huge amount of narratives it fits into. And right now, eventually people are going to have to FOMO in, because they're going to realize these lows aren't coming. And they're going to see that price pushing up quite parabolically, and they're going to want to get in before it's too late. I mean, people are thinking it's too late right now, but I guarantee you this is not late. People were thinking $9 was too late for Tectum. People were saying, Zach, it's $9 right now. Do you think it's too late? Like, no, it's not too late. It's not too late right now. Eventually, it's going to be $100 a coin, and you'll be looking back at that cheap $33 price and wishing you bought. So if you want to hold Tectum and you're not currently holding it, I'm going to let you make that decision, but I guarantee you these prices are going to be here for a very short period of time. But that's up to your decision, and that's up to your risk management plan. Let's get on to our next coin. So the next coin we're going to be talking about is a nice low cap play. It's Octo Games. Been covering this for a bit on the channel as well. Been telling you guys to buy this for quite a while. I hope you did, because we're about to experience a nice push to the upside, and we have been experiencing this over the last few days to weeks. So what is Octo Games? It's a casual play and earn gaming app with over 3 million users. So they have a working product, and they're providing many fun and addicting games. So basically, you can sign up to Octo Games, download it on your phone, and you can get it from the Google Play or App Store. Just start playing their games, and you can start earning token prizes and in-hand prizes that you can receive from big brand partners such as Logitech, and there's many more out there. So it's good to see that they're really getting their users involved. Now, one of the reasons I'm very bullish on this project is, one, it does have excellent social media coverage. Two, it's nice and low cap. You can buy it on a few centralized exchanges. I mean, it's not as many that I'd ideally like, but in saying that, it's a $22 million market cap and the team is pushing continuously. So I will be expecting this to reach a very high market cap in the bull run. So we can see right here, get rewards for playing games and join a huge amount of users and start earning straight away. So we can see some of our statistics. So 3 million registered users with 25,000 daily users, 300,000 monthly users, and a lot of funds raised. And we can see that they have a 4.7 out of 5 stars on the App Store. So what they're providing is casual games, as we can see like so, and all you need to do is play and you can start earning rewards such as the OTK token. But you can also, like I said, earn rewards from real world partners. As we can see here, we have some major prizes you can start winning straight away. So as you can see right now, Octo Games has broken out of its range, currently in a nice buying area. So you can see we had that pump from way down here, and we see that we started consolidating in this range for a brief period of time. So we made a high once some of our early buyers started taking profits, made the bottom of that range and respected this support area, and we can see right now that sellers are starting to wear off. Once again, just like those two previous charts, that price starts vertically accumulating until sellers disappear. Buyers are forced to buy higher, have a few different areas of consolidation like so, and eventually broke out past this high. Once again, we're consolidating. So taking it back to that AGI and how a pump works, we have that initiation phase, that accumulation, that breakout, a small amount of FOMO, then into some more consolidation, and I'd be expecting a parabolic move shortly. Octo Games is an excellent investment. I see this going very, very high in the bull run. And like I said, a project like so, it doesn't have to be overly complex, all right? It just has to have a great working product, good backers, a good team, and good social media coverage, and this has all of those. If you wish to pick up Octo Games, you can pick it up on KuCoin, that's what I'd recommend, but you can also pick it up on Radium. Another very nice aspect of this project is it's a Solana ecosystem project and a Solana gaming project. And we all know what Solana's doing this cycle, and we know that the Solana ecosystem is going to be absolutely fire. There are some amazing investment opportunities in there. And that's just one of the reasons why I think OTK is going exceptionally high. I mean, we're only in a $22 million market cap. That fully diluted valuation is a little bit higher, $100 million, but still, for a gaming project like so, that's offering a nice product, it's currently working and has excellent backers and excellent coverage that is not high at all, especially for the super cycle that we're about to witness. And no need to stress that circulating supply is going to be a slow release, so it's not going to be a huge inflation hit. I'm not going to cover it now, but I do have a few videos on Octo Games where I go into those tokenomics. All in all, an excellent investment. So the next project we'll be talking about is ZKSwap Finance. The buy low come out at a $500,000 market cap. Right now, we're just under 7 million, so we have had some very nice returns. Not going to be complaining about that at all. But ZKSwap Finance, it's a swap-to-earn decentralized exchange, and it's the first swap-to-earn decentralized exchange, which is bringing incentives for traders to swap on their exchange. But more on this in just a sec. So basically, ZKSwap Finance is operating on the ZK Sync Era network. And we know ZK Sync is going to be absolutely enormous, all right? It's already out. Mainnet is live. The ZK Sync Era mainnet is fully operational. And if you've used it, the gas fees are unbelievably cheap. I mean, this zero-knowledge technology that is rolling out constantly is absolutely revolutionary in the cryptocurrency space. So any project aligning with a product that is bringing next-level technology and reduce gas fees, anything aligned with something like that is going to absolutely pump, and that's why I'm very bullish on ZKSwap Finance. So for the market cap, it has some very nice social media coverage. I know a few YouTubers are covering this one, and I only expect this number to increase as the bull run continues. But Basically, it's the first swap to earn decentralized exchange. So what this means is traders can be incentivized to swap on the ZKSwap Finance app, and basically, the more you swap, the more ZK points you earn, and the more ZK points you accumulate, the more returns you get at the end of a cycle, which is a period of 16 days. So this is how coins are released into the circulating supply of ZKSwap Finance. It's through the swap to earn incentives. So if you commit to a few swap to earns, you can actually completely mitigate that token inflation risk, which is an excellent way to also increase your ZF in the meantime, while we're waiting for the bull run. I mean, you may as well increase your positions if you have the time on your hands. So what I've done is I've just launched the ZKSwap Finance app here. I'll scroll it in just a little bit. So basically, there's a few major pieces of utility that this project provides, and one is being able to seamlessly swap with any project in the ZK Sync ecosystem. So it's very, very nice. In fact, we're going to be covering one of these in just a moment. It could be a chance to snag an early ZKSwap Finance, so make sure you stick around and see that. But as you can see, there's an abundant amount of coins in the ecosystem that we can actually swap between. So it doesn't stop there. Let's say, for example, I want to swap 1 Ethereum. So if I swap 1 Ethereum, I'm going to earn something called ZK points, and I'm going to earn about 3,000 of them. So if we go to the swap board, basically you can accumulate ZK points here. And the more ZK points you have at the end of each 16-day cycle, the more ZF you're going to earn from this cycle reward, which is actually an inflation of the token circulating supply. Like I said, it's a great way to mitigate that from impacting your portfolio, but really, it's only going to inflate around a 100% from the current point, as around 50% of our coins are in circulation. So, ZKSwap Finance also offers different liquidity providing pools and options with some amazing APRs. We have different earning incentives such as farming, such as staking, which I'm currently doing, and you can increase your boost on the swap board by staking. I'm currently staking around 12% per annum, just under 13% actually, and it's very nice if you're holding this for the long run. We also have our campaign and different rewards, and this is where you can actually access your swap to earn rewards. We've also got our ZK bridge, probably the best bridge to get any funds onto the ZK Sync era mainnet. We've also got our ZK flow and different analytics such as our total value locked, which is increasing at a very rapid rate. So I recommend biting the bullet on this project if you wish to get in. That's not financial advice, but this is going very high. I'm very, very confident that this project is going to do exceptionally well this bull run. And we have more. And what I'm going to do is jump into our documents and give you a quick glance at our roadmap. So the roadmap is very bullish for ZKSwap Finance, and we are getting a few major things done. We have had our CertiK audit. If you wish to see that, I do have a video on this, but that'll be on the channel. Don't want to go too far into that. Don't want to make this video too long. But we have some few major things which I've covered before, but the main one is listing on top centralized exchanges. So I did ask the team, is there any update on this? Obviously, we're waiting for that $10 million milestone, but we didn't hold $10 million in market cap. So once we get above that, that'll be when we most likely get our centralized exchange listing. Also, the completion of our mobile app, partnering with with other dexes, and also their integration with their vault. But the main thing is going to be expanding ZKSwap onto multiple networks. If ZKSwap Finance accompanies for multiple networks, this is going to be very, very big for the project. As one, the gas fees right now are incredibly cheap. I mean, you cannot argue with that at all. In fact, there is a 30 to 90% refund on all gas fees just from using ZKSwap Finance. So there's an excellent incentive. There's huge incentives in order to use this decentralized exchange. And going forward, the technology is only going to get better and better, and we have major updates constantly coming from the team. That's why I'm very bullish on ZKSwap Finance. I'll quickly jump into the chart. So as we can see right now, we've broken up past this SNR level. I would be potentially expecting another test of this area, but this usually has about a 1 to 1.5 month delay once Bitcoin starts running, as that money does take quite a bit of time to flow out of Bitcoin and down the chain. So once on-chain starts heating up again, this will absolutely fly. I'm expecting us to smash this all-time high. So what we can see is we have rejected, just like our previous projects off this SNR level. We do currently have one person, one early buyer selling their coins. I believe they're selling like up to 7.5 million ZF. You know, it's not really major, all right? Early buyers have to get out. They want to roll over their funds and get into some bigger and better investments. And honestly, good on him for making a solid profit in that progress. So once he's gone and once our sellers start wearing off, we're eventually going to see what our other projects have started doing. So we might retest this area, so the lines aren't going to be that straight, eventually push up here, and eventually sellers are going to give up. Sellers will be gone, all right, and we'll have no other option but to push up to that all-time high, which we've done multiple times before. As we can see down here, it's a little bit less dramatic, but we did eventually push out. Sellers were gone, and we smashed that all-time high. We can see right here, we come back down to that SNR level right here. We ranged for a little bit, and then we started vertically accumulating until we broke out. I'm expecting it to do the exact same thing once again. So that is ZKSwap Finance. Congratulations to everyone who bought in early, and to those buying in now, you're about to make a lot of money. But now I'd like to raise your attention to a project that has very, very little coverage. In fact, it's a relatively new project, but it's kind of fallen under the radar, and it might be an opportunity like getting into ZKSwap Finance at a very low market cap. Currently sitting at a $600,000 market cap is Reactor Fusion. So I'd like to draw your attention to this project as one. We're at a very, very low market cap, and I think once ZK Sync starts heating up, this could reach that $60 million market cap, which is 100x from the current point. I'm going to explain to you why. So as we can see right here, we have 40% of our coins in circulation, but the main reason I like this project is because that remaining 60% of that circulating supply is distributed through rewards to people who use the protocol. So the tokenomic distribution is absolutely unbelievable, and it doesn't really get much better than that. So it's a real community-driven project, incentivizing users to use their protocol. But what is Reactor Fusion? It's a decentralized lending and borrowing protocol, allowing for a few major things in order to essentially get the best return on your investments. So how it works is you can jump onto their actual exchange. If you wish to swap, you can swap for this through Velcore and also through ZKSwap Finance. But say, for example, you have some Ethereum on your ZK Sync wallet, you can distribute this into this protocol, and you can essentially earn passive RF in the process. But you can also borrow on top of this. It's a collateralized, incentivized project. So basically, you can give collateral to the project, you can borrow assets, and also earn APR on those assets. There is a repaying fee, but you can essentially compound your investments, and compounds are made per second. Not per day, not per week, per month, per second. So you get the most accurate return on your investment that is humanly possible. What you can do, like I said, is you can distribute your funds into this actual protocol. You can then borrow out funds. You can restake those or use those wherever you wish, as long as you repay those funds, and you can compound your initial investments. You can also stake RF through this and earn a nice APR of Velcore, but also RF in the process. So it's a nice incentive in order to use this project, in order to hold your funds. So if you're holding RF, which I personally am, you can stake it through their protocol. So there's a few reasons why I'm bullish on this project, and one is being its association and being built on the ZK Sync era mainnet. Couldn't build a project on a better chain, in my opinion. Secondly, the fact that it's a $600,000 market cap, I think that $60 million market cap is very easily achievable, especially once ZK Sync starts ramping up. 3, it's not an overly complex idea. It's a nice, simple project, and I definitely think that $60 million market cap mark can be reached. That will be 100x. I mean, 100x on your initial investment, even if it's $100, you know, that's a nice return on your money. 4, I mean, it's a growing ecosystem. I mean, there's no better place to be in cryptocurrency than growing ecosystem. We had Solana at the start of last year, all throughout 2023 and even into 2024. We had Avalanche, Metis is booming, Arbitrum's booming. All of these projects have excellent ecosystems, and jumping onto ZK Sync early can really bring some solid returns in the future. And all in all, it's a nice idea, and I think this can do well. I don't think this is going to be a $1 billion project, all right? We might not even reach 100 million, but that market cap is so low, the return on your investment and your ROI potential is much better than investing on a project that has, say, for example, 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, $1 billion in market cap. So just something to keep in mind, but I think this can do exceptionally well in the bull run. So the last project I'm going to briefly cover on today is Mintlayer. I'm going to keep it nice, short, and sweet because I have covered this quite a bit in the past. But basically, Mintlayer is the injective of the BRC20 ecosystem. So what Mintlayer is doing is it's empowering Bitcoin with a sidechain, allowing for new DeFi projects, real-world asset projects, and different projects out there offering whatever they want to build on top of their sidechain and empower the BRC20 ecosystem. So it's a very good project here for investors, here for developers. So there's heaps of utility. I mean, I have covered this quite a bit in the past. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the project. If you want to get a better insight into what the project is, make sure to check out my videos on Mintlayer. But all in all, I can see this going exceptionally high. Few major reasons, all right, and we can see here, this is the one I always come to because it basically summarizes the entire project in a few brief statements. So basically, it's the centralized financial markets, and it's building these decentralized finance markets with their sidechain, which is empowering and providing a few different things, such as the tokenized ecosystem, empowering and allowing for DeFi to be built in the BRC20 ecosystem, utilizing what Bitcoin is truly here for, and allows for fluent and fluid value transfers and exchanges in values. What this essentially means is if you're a developer, you can build on top of Mintlayer whilst being provided something called an SDK or a software development kit, and also have an abundant amount of tools to give their project the most successful time launching and getting to the wider audience, whilst also having access to a huge amount of liquidity, different chains, all right, interoperable abilities, that sort of thing. So it's really, really nice to see a project doing this in the BRC20 ecosystem, and the success of the project and the true value of the project is shown in the price action, which is very, very bullish at the current point in time. But there's a huge amount of things that this side chain and this project can be used for, such as to tokenize equity, tokenize real estate, so it's also in that real world asset narrative, also holdings in primary and secondary markets using a legally compliant technical architecture. We can also store assets, lend, borrow, and trade on a single network from a single point of entry with a wallet that gathers everything in your hands without giving away private keys. So ensuring anonymity, privacy, and security online are at its optimal performance. But also we can see two-way pegging allows cryptocurrencies from various blockchains to interact on a single protocol, really bringing the interoperable side of cryptocurrency into this and into the Bitcoin narrative, because one of the worst things with the BRC20 ecosystem is the lack of interoperability, and this is what Mintlayer is going to bring. It's bringing that new edge to cryptocurrency in the BRC20 ecosystem that no other project is currently doing. Let's jump into the price action. So right now, Mintlayer is sitting at 69 cents, and it's looking like we want to continue going up. So just like AGI, we have that support level, which was mitigated with a liquidity grabbing that sell side liquidity, pushing up, vertically accumulating. We have that minor retrace, nothing to worry about. It's cryptocurrency, a little 5%, 10% dump is nothing to worry about. I'm expecting this to correlate in something like so. Follow our trend. Eventually, our sellers are going to disappear, and this price is going to have no option but to push up like so, eventually resulting in a parabolic move. I mean, even look at the assets price action back here. We can see, we made that all-time high. We made a minor support level right here, broke down below, grabbed sell-side liquidity, pushed up to the top side of the range, started that vertical accumulation, then moved parabolically. I'm expecting the exact same thing to happen now. I'm expecting that to happen with Tectum, with AGI, with Octogames, with all of these projects. You can see the breakout coming. If you can see it coming, it's a good time to buy. All right, because I guarantee you're going to look at prices in a few weeks' time, and if you don't buy now, you're going to be wishing you did buy, and eventually you're going to be FOMOing in. So you may as well buy these lows while they're here, because as soon as Bitcoin drops a little bit and starts going sideways, the altcoin season is going to be upon us. And it's going to be a very, very big altcoin season where millionaires are made and a lot of money is printed in the cryptocurrency space. So something to keep in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to join the Patreon, get that edge, get all of my alpha calls. We are printing. If you want that, join that Patreon. The link is in the description. Secure that price before the price goes up. Apart from that, I hope the markets have been trading well. I hope you guys print, all right? You should be printing at the current point in time. Our portfolios are starting to rise once again, and this altcoin season is going to be nothing but beautiful. Apart from that, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.